Zach has a combination of wobbles and extensions to get the first plug out of the Jeep. That one's going to be the hardest because you got to go around the AC compressor. You can also,
if you have AC.
If you have AC. Also, you can use universal joints. Just taking care that you have a good firm grip with your socket to get the plug out. Fairly simple. That's going to be the most difficult one. As you can see, this one is burning. It's okay. It's time for new plugs. We had cleaned these plugs at one point, but Zach got a set of platinum champion plugs that we're going to replace them with. The install is basically the same thing.
It's a lot of...
Yeah, it's got like almost like a coffee, like color kind of burn on it.
Like it's got like a... Oh.
Yeah, a little bit of soot. It's just time for replacement. Install is similar to the removal. The only thing we're going to do here is we're going to check the gap. It's 0.035.
Yeah, it's much closer on the new plug than the old plug.
Yeah, you can tell the old plugs have been burnt. Definitely time for an upgrade. We have a Champion Platinum plug and a gapping tool. On these Jeeps, it's 0.035 is the gap. What you're going to find on your gapping tool is 0.035. What you're going to want to do is take the wire end of the gapping tool and see if it fits through there. In our case, it fits with just a minimal amount of resistance. That's perfect. That's all you're going to want to do. Now, what some people like to do also is put a little bit of anti-seize on the threads here and some dielectric grease for the boot area where it snaps on to the tip here. Other than that, it's the same for all the plugs. In this case, there's 6. Carefully use your extensions to install the new plug back into cylinder 1. If you feel it binding or anything, pull the plug out and make sure it's not bound up with any dirt. After you get it hand tight, use your ratchet and just snug it up a bit. Spark plug. And now Zach is going to replace the wire on cylinder 1. What you're going to want to do is remove the wire and then match it up with the new set. In our case, we got some NGK wires with the fancy blue color.
Want to make them look nice and pretty. Something I just noticed about these NGK wires, not only are they nice and fancy blue, but they do actually come labeled. There's a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You obviously want to double check and make sure that you're putting the same size wire in, but just a nice little side note on the NGK plugs.
Zach is going to install the plug onto the wire, and there's a wiring loom that these Jeeps have that you can snap the wire back into. When you install these wires, you're going to want to hear like a nice firm click to make sure it's seated correctly on the plug and on the distributor cap. This may take a little wiggling, and sometimes you can get like a pair of needle nose pliers on the tip of the boot and just force that boot all the way onto the spark plug. All the plugs are basically the same. Just go down the line, use various sizes of extensions and wobbles and universals. The plugs are all basically coming up the same. They're burnt. Not seeing anything.
That was stupid.
Sorry, we don't need that. All right, Zach's going to start up the Jeep. Jack's Jeep seems to run fine. We know we got an exhaust leak. That's the next big project on the Black Betty.
Thank you very much for liking and subscribing. Have a great weekend. And that's a squeaky cheap fan belt.